The opinions expressed in this video reflect the opinions of the participants only and do not reflect the opinions of the producer or the Simon School of Business. The Simon School of Business and/or the University of Rochester in no way endorse this video. Simon is a relatively young program, tracing its roots back only as far as 1958, awarding its first MBA in 1962. A noted economist, William H. Meckling, was recruited as dean in 1964 and remained in that post for 19 years, overseeing the development of the school as the leading economics-based program that it is known as today. The Simon Graduate School of Business Administration was subsequently named after William E. Simon, the 63rd United States Secretary of the Treasury in 1986. Simon was recently ranked as the 29th top business school in the nation by the U.S. News & World Report, and first for return on investment for a private business school by Businessweek. Internationally, Simon was ranked as the second top school in the world for finance by the Financial Times. The city of Rochester has a population of 208,000 people, making it the state of New York's third largest city, while the greater Rochester area has a population of over 1 million people. Rochester was ranked as the #1 city in the U.S. for quality of life by Expansion Management magazine. In addition, the public schools were ranked #6 in the U.S. amongst metropolitan areas with populations over 1 million. The University of Rochester campus is located along the banks of the Genesee River and has been in this location since 1930. This gorgeous campus houses some 4,900 undergraduate students and 3,900 graduate students. Let's meet some of them.
My name is Martin Woody. I'm a second-year MBA student at the William E. Simon Business School, that's in the University of Rochester. I went to school in Nigeria. I'm a pharmacist by training.
My name's Holly Gray. I was an undergrad at Penn State University, and I'm at the Simon Masters in Marketing program.
My name is Luke Fisher. I went to undergrad at the University of Rochester, and I began my part-time MBA program last fall.
My name is Michael Heath. I'm a 3-2 student, so I spent my 3 years in undergrad here at University of Rochester. I'm spending the next 2 here at Simon, and this is my first year.
Why did you choose Simon?
I looked at Wharton and Columbia. Those, as you know, are very large programs, and I also attended some of the programs at these schools. I didn't quite get the intimate interaction with professors as I got here. In fact, the dean actually called my house and spoke with my mother. So that's how intimate this school is.
I just applied to Simon. I looked at the statistics and it looked like a good program. I was in the area. I like Rochester. It's a good community, very artistic.
I came to the University of Rochester as an undergrad because of the 3-2 program, because Simon was that great school that I wanted to be at.
Do you find going to school at Simon to be expensive?
MBA, as you know, is a very expensive endeavor, so cost is a factor, and Simon offers scholarship or some form of financial assistance to most students, and I happen to have gotten some financial assistance, so that helped to push my decision.
It's because it's 3-2, cost is not as big of a factor anymore, because my undergrad scholarships actually transfer to my grad school, for at least the first year.
Can you describe the workload?
It's a 1-year program, emphasis in marketing. It's very math-based. It takes a very analytical approach. A lot of case studies, a lot of real, applicable kind of projects.
I would say a minimum of about 5 or 6 hours per lecture you take. So if you take 4 lectures, for instance, that's a minimum of 24 hours.
Probably for each class, there's between 2 to 5 hours of workload each week, which most of that is involved with the group work that each class requires and working with other people in a team atmosphere to provide, answers to the homework questions and the projects.
Why do you want an MBA? What are your plans for the future?
I see myself, I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to remain in the United States or I'll go to Nigeria, but what I know is that the skills I would get in Simon would help me be whatever I want to be in any part of the world.
I plan to move closer to Washington, D.C. and perhaps get a job with the government. The MBA program isn't just about developing people that are looking to run businesses or whatever, it's also very essential for good management and leadership qualities.
I'm majoring in finance, so I want to become an investment banker or do financial consulting.
Just how bad are the winters?
Wintertime could be sunny. It varies. There are just dark clouds in the sky all the time. It could be sunny. It really varies. We have a tunnel system here, so it's not a big deal. Oh, it goes on forever. It starts around now, and it could end March, April. It really varies. We've had it snow at like the end of April once, so.
Do you need a car to go to school here?
Yes, I do. I live downtown. It's about 5 minutes away. Yeah, I don't want to walk. It takes too long. Plus, I've got like 30 pounds of books on my back.
No, I actually don't have a car on campus now, and I don't live within walking distance.
You would like to have a car. I certainly like to have a car. You don't really need a car to be on campus and do stuff because a lot of other people have cars, but it's certainly inconvenient to have to ask other people for a ride.
Can you talk about the size of the program?
I know that my class was about 125 students. The class after me, it's probably about 80 students.
Simon's about 230 people full-time. My class is actually a smaller class this year. It's about 95. It's small when you look at the numbers, but it's comparable to most other like our level graduate schools. You don't want a large class of MBAs like that. You want a select few that you feel like are high level and who will go out and be very successful. I think the way to do things here is great because they're not in it to make money off of all the MBAs coming here. They actually want to make sure that you actually get the education that you're coming here for, and you get to know everyone else in your class.
Can you describe the international element of the school?
Simon has more than 40% of the students are international, so you get to interact with people from all different parts of the world.
It's around 34% students are international students actually.
What do you see as the value of an MBA?
The real value comes from half the value comes from the fact that it's education, and the other half the value comes from the networking that's involved with being at a prestigious institution. So it is a prestigious institution, but it's not the fact you get this piece of paper that says you graduated, rather that you're at a school where a whole bunch of other people before you are at prominent institutions. You're able to make these networks and make contacts with them and talk to them about their jobs and maybe get a job yourself.
The ease of the curriculum, they gave a lot of flexibility in their choices. They asked us to choose 2 or 3 different majors, which is optional for the MBA program here, but you can possibly choose 3 majors and get all the requirements done. And within each major, there's so much variety and selection that it's possible to concentrate in an area of study that you really don't have to stick to a very strict schedule.
Are business ethics a focus at Simon?
Definitely, business ethics are a focus. In fact, we never were, our attention was brought to this almost every point of our orientation. That's the first 2 weeks we came into the school, we had that drummed into us. So ethics are very, very important, and it's something that is drummed into us in the curriculum of Simon.
Can you describe the social life at the school?
All I do is like go out to the bars and I hang out with friends, and so I guess it's pretty social if you know people. If you don't, it's kind of cold sometimes.
Because of the small size, we tend to know everybody on a first name basis, so we know a lot about everybody, and also every quarter in the first year you're assigned to a team, and we find that most of the team members tend to really study together, and do things together, so there's that sense of camaraderie. So, because definitely we all keep in touch with each other.
It's definitely competitive to get in, but we're very happy with each other. I mean, we go out pretty much once or twice a week all the time. We're actually doing some function tonight, which is not school sponsored. School also sponsors almost every week a night out somewhere. So it's a nice community.
Regarding the non-academic facets of the school, as you know, business is not all, it's not all number crunching and things. There's a lot of personal interaction with business. So Simon encourages that we have a lot of happy hours where we just generally relax and sit down, talk to each other and all that. Also, there are a few sports teams. For instance, there's a soccer team, and we interact with other schools, actually play soccer with other business school teams.
What has surprised you most about your experiences at Simon?
The most surprising thing actually is how big this school is as regards finance. I didn't really have the information that the school was rated in the top 5 in the world as regards finance. So that's something that I didn't find out, and that's something huge.
The size I was sort of misinformed. I didn't realize that our marketing program was only 8 people. So I would have expected at least 20 when they said small, especially coming from Penn State, where my average class size was like 50. So yeah, the size.
I think the biggest thing for me was just the huge family atmosphere, that the administration here and the staff here really want to be a part of your life, and they were actually willing to come out in the first week of orientation, come out with us to bars and come talk to us there. And so it's sort of an informal setting, get to know everyone. And I think just that family atmosphere really helps.
What can you find at Simon that you can't find elsewhere?
Like I said, the small size actually makes it more intimate, so you tend to end up being real buddies, at the end of the day. That I don't think you can find somewhere else. Also, you can walk into the dean's office anytime. I don't think you can do that in a school of the size of, say, Harvard, where they have over 600 students.
Do students have time to get to New York City or Boston often?
We are, actually. Next week we are going to, there's a thing called New York Minute that partly school sponsored, that it's a career and internship fair that we're going to. 2 weeks after that we're going to Boston for a similar thing.
What kind of person might not be happy here?
The kind of person who shouldn't come here would be the person who doesn't like working in a team, because definitely there's a lot of teamwork here. We also have a lot of work, so you have to be ready to put in some academic work. This is not just a joke. You really have to earn your grades in Simon.
If you're not willing to put a lot of work in, don't come here.
Someone that doesn't have career goals in mind, someone that hasn't figured out what they want to do. You really have to be dedicated and interested in what you're going to do to finish within an appropriate amount of time, and with a good enough idea of what you're going to end up doing.
The kind of person who shouldn't attend is definitely someone who doesn't enjoy doing any work, who is not willing to sacrifice sleep for doing homework. If you're not social, if you can't make connections quickly, if you just don't enjoy talking to people. MBA in general wouldn't be great for you, and this school definitely wouldn't be great for you.
What advice do you have for prospective students looking at business schools in general, and Simon in particular?
In general, applying to business school, you should know that this is exactly what you want to do, and that the concentration you're looking for is something you're very interested in, and you should have a plan for yourself. That you should have a plan, you should incorporate the business school into your plan for the rest of your life. That you have an idea that you're going to come here for 2-3 years, and you're going to go out and have a specific set of things to do. Because if you come here without a plan, the business school can't help you as much. You'll get the 50%, which is the education, but the other 50%, the contacts, you won't know who to make contacts with because you have no idea what you're doing.
If you're trying to get into Simon School, it's good to definitely have good recommendations and a good goal in mind, because that is definitely one of the things they look forward to in selecting their candidates.
Study hard as an undergrad, get good grades, and you're basically in. Do well in your interview, know what you want.